everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. Today is my November budget recap. I've got some savings trackers to go through. We're going to look at my sinking funds, a little savings challenge, things like that. So I'm going to leave some timestamps down below for the different sections if you want to jump through. But let's go ahead and begin. So my paycheck report, I essentially write down every time I have money coming into my account. So the first two here are my salary. I'm paid twice a month from my company on the 15th and then the last day, and I'm a month ahead. So I actually use my two checks from October in November. The checks I get in November, I use in December. So those are there. This one was a little bit lower than normal. I do get a cell phone stipend, and it's usually on my second check, and it got missed in October. So in November, I got two. So it got made up, but that was something that was a little different than what I planned for, but that's all right. Then we have Capital One interest. This is the interest I earn from my different sinking funds. I use the 360 savings accounts. It's really, really nice. So 1809. Personal reimbursement. A friend of mine, I was in one of the large cities. A friend of mine asked if I could pick some things up from Target for her and she'd pay me back. So I did that. So that's the 154.05, but it was deposited into my account. So I count it for, my reconciliation. Upside is the cashback app. Upside is for gas. I think there's also for groceries and, restaurants, but I don't have any of those like in my area, but I can use the gas. So I wait till it gets to be about $10 and then I cashed out. You can do gift cards. I just do cash into my bank. If you don't use Upside, I would recommend it. Super easy. I do have a referral link in my description box below. If you want one, I think there's some sort of bonus, like when you sign up, you get extra, and then I get a little kickback too. Betterment dividends, 82 cents from my investment accounts. I do just reinvest these. And then my boyfriend, $500 this month. We split, household costs. We live together. So that is his portion that he owed back to me this month. And then Capital One cash back, 54.08. That is my primary card. I get 1.5 cash back on everything. And then I do cash it every month, so 54.08, which brings my total income for the month to $5,077.15. 85% of it is considered active income, and 14.5 is passive. So for me, active means that I worked for the money, so that's my job. If I do like YouTube checks, that would be active. If I do like surveys, whereas passive is, it just comes to me. I really didn't have to exchange labor for it in any sort of way. So I like to go through this because this is the amount that I zero-based budget off of, the total income. So I've already filled in, the budget. Here's my actuals and then my percentages. So a couple of call outs. I was under in groceries and gas, which is really great to see. I was over in spending. That's where, in parentheses here, the purchases I made for my boyfriend and then my friend as well. I still categorize it as spending because it's still, spending, but I do like to just kind of offset there so I know. But in total, 62.57% of my total income went to my expense section, which includes all my bills and my, discretionary spending. So that's not bad. I like to be at 63% or lower every month. So I was right on target there. For my funds, these are all the different sinking funds. Let's see here. Not really too much to mention. A friend of mine needed some cash to help pay. They had a car towed, so and they only took cash. So I have cash in my emergency fund. I lent it. They paid it back, so no big deal there. But that is also why I like to have a little bit of cash. I'm usually a digital spender, but I keep about $1,000 to $1,500 from my emergency fund in cash. Sometimes you just need dollar bills. So that was nice to be able to help a friend. They wrote me a check immediately, no big deal. But that is kind of a little bit of a difference there. Otherwise, 24.98% into my funds, so almost 25%, and then 12.45 into the investing. I wanted to put more into the Roth IRA. It was a little bit lower. This is actually because of that stipend not coming through pretty much. I was still put a couple dollars extra from the leftover grocery money and whatnot, but not as much as I originally budgeted for, but that's okay. It's still $600 into my Roth IRA, which is better than nothing. Okay, so next I like to talk through my sinking fund updates. So these are the different sinking funds. I like to mark with an arrow if they are up or down compared to last month. Keeping in mind that sinking funds, you save a little bit every month so that larger purchases are covered. And I did have some purchases from these different funds. So annual is down compared to last month, but I still have over $1,000. And I had 2 purchases in November. I bought my 2023 planner. I use a golden coil planner, and I plan to buy it during Black Friday every year. So I did that. I budget about $100, and usually with the coupon code, it's less than that. But that's what I kind of keep to the side. So I did that. And then I also renewed my AAA membership. I do have AAA, just the medium tier membership. I live pretty remote, so if my car were to break down, it's just nice to have that free towing and the assistance for anything there. So I pay that once a year. It's about $100, $110, I believe. Miko is up. I really didn't have any purchases for him in November. Vacation is down. We went to New York City for Thanksgiving. That was a planned thing. I knew it was going to be down compared to last month, but I still have $127.91 in there. Beauty is up compared to last month. I did buy a little gift set from Target for myself with some beauty products that hasn't arrived yet, but I did buy that during the Black Friday sale. And then we also jumped onto the Dossier perfume website. My boyfriend and I both really like the colognes and perfumes that they offer, and they were doing a nice sale. So I picked up 2, he picked up 3. And so just mine came out of the beauty category here. Gifts down, but I am starting to buy my Christmas gifts, which is really exciting. I've made, I would say like 3/4 the way done, like with ordering. They're not here yet, but I still have a couple to pick up, but I'm pretty close. I just need to do a couple more and that'll be that. I probably will empty this fund out at the end of the year. Just whatever I don't spend, maybe donate or put in my Roth IRA or something and start fresh next year. Car, I didn't have any purchases, but I do roll over any extra gas money that I didn't use into my car fund so that it builds on itself a little bit faster. And then opportunity is up. This is my giving fund, so I will also be depleting this by the end of the year, which I'm really looking forward to. So that'll be good. I've got a couple of donations planned. And then home is up. I was trying not to make any home purchases, and then my boyfriend found his way onto the Yankee Candle Black Friday sale website where everything was 50% off pretty much, or everything we wanted anyway. So we ended up just doing a little order, and we split the cost of that because it's kind of like home stuff. So it's I was trying not to, but it snuck up on me. That's okay. Down below here, I have my savings rates. I used to calculate these together. Now I just kind of do it on my own, but I calculate 2 different rates, including my mortgage principal and not including my mortgage principal. So not including, I had a 12% savings rate this month, and including the mortgage, 18.42%. So very, very good. I like to see double digits. So next I have some trackers to fill in, which I'm very excited about. I think I'm going to start with this one actually. So this is my retirement savings goal. I wanted to put 15% of my gross salary towards retirement this year. I did get a raise throughout the year, so my goal number shifted slightly. So this is where I'm at for November. I was able to put $1,308.11 into retirement, which is fantastic. I have about $17.90 to go. I don't think I'm going to hit that in December, but you never know. So I am just going to color in this little space here of the progress I made in November. It's been fun to see this build over the year. If you haven't followed me all year, I started the year working on my emergency fund and completing that. So I had, smaller amounts, and then I was able to really flip over and put a lot more into retirement, which was really great to see. Okay, so then here is my Roth IRA tracker. I got this from Alicia Does Adulting. It's a great, basic tracker. That's what I prefer personally. So on the back here, this is where I write in how much I contributed. So $606.43, and now my balance is at $2679.38 for the 2022 tax year. So I won't have this done by the end of the calendar year, but I will have it done by April, which is really exciting. So I already have this counted out. I'm just going to quickly color these in, and I'll speed it up here, and then I'll do the last tracker. Okay, so there we go. Almost completed the 3,000 row. I'm sure we will get there in December, which is really great, and then start marking to that 4,000. But I really like seeing the visual progress. It's been really helpful for me. And then the last one we have here is my mortgage amortization schedule. So I pay one extra payment a year onto my mortgage. I have done that since I've owned my house I bought in 2018. And I do this because I want to get a little bit ahead. I want to save some money on the interest. Ultimately, right now, my goal is not to pay off my house early. I have other investment goals and things that I want to do. So this is not the primary goal, but I like to see how every little bit counts. So I've owned my house for, what is that, like 4 years now, and I'm already going to be at the end of the year 15 months ahead, a whole year of mortgage, and then 3 months taken off, which is really great. So it's not the primary goal, but I do like to watch that kind of transition. So what I do is I write in how much I actually paid in interest, principal, and my balance. The printed numbers are where I should have been if I was making 0 extra payments. So I'm at $141,672 for my current balance. And so what I like to do then is highlight when I surpass the number. So $141,814 is higher than $141,672, which means I've surpassed it. So I am going to highlight this one. And then $141,672 is not quite $520. So I can only highlight the one. Last month I was able to highlight 2, which is always exciting, but it's just really, really great to see this kind of build on itself and work through the pages. The trackers are very motivational. Okay, so this is the last sheet to take a look at. It's kind of my summary page. I like to write in some different things. But one thing that I do like to do here is my spare cash. So every month I pretty much just use my credit card and pay it off for my different funds and everything. That works for me. But I do pull out $80 in cash every month, 40 from grocery, 40 from spending, just to have a little bit of cash. Sometimes it's easier to pay in cash. When we were in New York, you can do taxis and all that with a card, but it ended up being a lot cheaper for us to just pay cash. So I was glad to have it. So this month I have $7 left over. So 1, 2 ones and a 5. So that's $7. And what I do is I put this extra money into my elephant bank. I've named her Dolores. She is so cute. So I'm just going to fold these up and put them in here. I think I am going to empty this out at the end of the year for some birthday money. My birthday is December 30th. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and then I can start over for the new year. I didn't start doing this until August of this year, so it won't be, a ton, but it'll still be something. And I think that would be kind of fun. And then next year I'll do this, and I'm also thinking about doing maybe 1 or 2 savings challenges next year as well. So anyway, Dolores got fed for the month of November, which is great. I just love doing it. It's kind of fun. I kind of feel like a kid again, putting money in a little bank. So there's that. And then to wrap up the video, I'm going to talk about some reflections and goals. So reflections for the month, I like to break them into positives and like less than positives. I wouldn't necessarily call them negatives, but just areas for improvement. So some positives, I was under my grocery budget. That is always a win. I was under 63% for my expenses. And I had to use a little bit of that emergency fund, but I was able to refill it immediately. So that also felt great to, just be able to help a friend, get their car, and then get a check and have it replenished like nothing ever happened. I was over in my New York City budget, not by too much, about $100, $150, but still was over nonetheless. Not as much into the Roth as I had wanted, but that's okay. And then I also had unplanned Black Friday purchase. That Yankee Candle snuck up on me, but it's good for me to remember. So I think for next year, I may put some money aside for savings for Black Friday, because I ended up being a lot more tempted, and like, I didn't think I would want to be shopping, but then I did. So maybe that's what I'll end up using like this money for next year. You know, I can save throughout the year to have some extra cash just for that. I'm not really sure, but I definitely was surprised by the wanting to shop that I like felt. So let's talk about goals. So for November, I highlighted pink if I did not achieve it and green if I did. So wanted to put 615 in the Roth, didn't do that. No home purchases, made home purchases, 800 New York City budget. It was closer to 1,000. So didn't achieve those, but I did have spare cash at the end of the month at $7. I did start gift shopping. My expenses were under 63%, and I did pay and expense the medical bill I had. So I have an HSA. I just needed to pay the bill and then, you know, take a withdrawal from the HSA, and I did that. So that's really great. You know, 4 out of 7, not bad, about halfway. The goals I have for December, I would like to put 630 into the Roth. So that's a little bit more than what I budgeted. I always like to just try to get a little bit extra in there. I also want to drain my opportunity fund. So that's my giving fund. I do have plans for 2 donations, and I may have a little bit left over, but I would like to completely give it all away this December and start fresh for the new year. I would love to have some spare cash at the end of the month. Again, even if it's just a couple of dollars, it all adds up and works together. And then my expenses are going to be a little bit higher in December. I know that we're doing some extra driving. I just posted my December budget video if you want to watch it. So anyway, I'm going to shoot for 64%. I would like to top off my HSA to max out for the year, and then also start my 2023 financial annual planning, which I will probably do a video for. I'm doing Vlogmas, so there's a video for me every month. So some beauty stuff that I also talk about, but also some extra financial stuff too. So anyway, that is what I have for you today. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know how November went for you. I hope those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving had a really nice Thanksgiving. And yeah, that's all I have. So I will see you guys very soon. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.